sofa.
Hello there and welcome to your Midweek One show live on BBC One and iPlayer with Roman Ken.
And Alex Jones. Now this week is BBC Scam Safe Week, and for tonight's Watchdog, Nikki has some simple tips to help protect you from fraudsters.
Yes, that's right, Roman. Last night I investigated how scammers are taking advantage of digital SIM cards, and tonight I'm looking into data breaches. I'll reveal the simple trick to finding out if you've been a victim and how you can help keep your personal data safe from scammers.
And talking of scams, if you've been listening to Radio 1 today, you will have heard just how easy it can be to fall for one as they put their DJs to the test with the help of the BBC Scam Interceptors. But which one of them handed over their personal details? Matt Allwright will be revealing all in just a moment.
Yeah, also coming up, we've got some brilliant guests guaranteed to light up your living room, including a classical music superstar renowned for putting on spectacular shows like this. Andre Rieu will be telling us about his new tour and how he turned a concert hall into a winter wonderland for his magical Christmas show.
And with only 4 weeks until Christmas, Panto season is just around the corner. Now later, the most charming man in showbiz, Nigel Havers, will be here alongside West End superstar Marisha Wallace to tell us all about bringing the classic tale of Robin Hood to the West End stage.
Plus, this week we're celebrating the incredible people who go above and beyond in schools and colleges in the National Teaching Awards. And very shortly, we'll see the heartwarming moment I surprised the winner of Teacher of the Year in a secondary school here in our studio.
But first tonight, we are starting with scams, and Matt went to find out just how savvy our friends at Radio 1 are.
It's Scam Safe Week, so I'm heading to the Radio 1 studio, where all week, with the help of Nick Stapleton from BBC Scam Interceptors, Drive Time hosts Jamie Lang and Vic Hope have been putting their fellow DJs to the test to see how easy it is for anyone to fall for a scammer. The first target is weekend host Nat O'Leary. Vic and Jamie don't think that she's likely to fall for a scam, but what we found out over the years of covering scams is that what's crucial is timing and luck. The very bad luck of receiving a call from someone who really knows what they're doing. Nick will be posing as a scammer and making calls and sending messages from the Scam Interceptor hub. By pretending to be Nat's boss's new PA, Nick managed to convince Nat, using a series of text messages, to hand over her full name, her address and postcode. Information that could be used to build a profile on Nat and target her with even more convincing scams.
I actually can't believe I replied within about 3 seconds. I'm going to be so cautious now. Wow.
Time to step it up a gear and try the one-time passcode scam on weekend host Vicky Hawksworth.
Unfortunately, I think we might have some fraudulent activity on your Amazon account.
Can I just call Amazon back myself, because I just don't know if I fully trust that you're definitely Amazon.
That's absolutely fine. Alternatively, I can send you out a quick passcode. So you'll get a text to your phone which says, it's from Amazon, etc., etc. Is that okay? Did you get it?
Yeah, I do have a code.
Would you mind just telling me what that is, just so I can verify who you are?
41.
Wow!
Oh, no way.
Jamie and Vic can't believe it. Vicky's done something you should never do. In that moment, a real-life scammer would be able to use her cards and details to buy whatever they liked on the site. Now for one of the most sophisticated scams currently out there, artificial intelligence. This time, we've got fellow Going Home presenter Katie Thistleton in on the act as well.
We are going to, in the nicest way possible, scam one of your colleagues, and we're going to do it using AI.
I'm going to try what's called a friend in need scam on him.
Nick's used AI to pretend to be Afternoons host Matt Edmondson, and he'll attempt to scam cash out of movie critic Ali Plum. This is what Matt Edmondson really sounds like.
My name is Matt Edmondson and welcome to BBC Radio 1.
And here's Nick's AI version, which Nick has sent as a voice note.
I'm sorting a gift for Mol for her mat leave. Do you want to chip in? I'll send you a link.
That is wild. That is what. It's also the buses going past on the outside.
It sounds so authentic because it sounds like he's voice noting on the go, like he's walking down the road.
The messages certainly have the team convinced, but will they catch out Ali? Nick sends them to his phone, and we call him into the studio to find out if he was tempted to hand over any money.
Ali, have you got any idea of what's been going on?
I have my suspicions. I'm not sure.
Nick reveals the truth, and the penny drops.
Hang on a minute. That was you.
That was me, Ali.
It couldn't have been Matt. You were way too friendly.
So, super savvy Ali didn't fall for the scam, but many do. In its latest figures, Action Fraud reports more than £1.5 million was scammed out of people using similar methods. Having spent the last week discovering the sneaky tricks and tactics used by scammers, I want to find out what the Radio 1 Going Home team has learned.
So guys, what did you make of that?
But I had no idea scammers were using AI voices.
If someone sent me a message and it was Matt's voice asking for some spare change, I would have gone for it.
I just don't trust technology. I'm throwing my phone in the ocean.
Make sure it's locked first. That's all I would say.
Of course, ditching your tech isn't really an option for most, but there are some simple rules we can all follow to stay safe and secure.
3 things I would say are absolutely key for avoiding scams. Firstly, out of the blue, it's not for you. Ignore it.
Out of the blue, it's not for you.
If you are suspicious about it or you think it might be legit, go out, leave that message, go out and go back via means that you trust. And finally, one-time passwords. Do not share those codes with anybody. That's usually between you and a machine.
OTP, just for me.
I know, this was...
Oh!
I was just thinking...
That's a gift. I'm going to use that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he really will use that. Thank you, Matt, and fair play to everyone at Radio 1. It just shows you that if you're caught at the wrong time, anyone can fall victim for a scam. And one way scammers can get your personal data is through a data breach, which is when personal details such as your email are accidentally lost or stolen by hackers.
See, we do hear about this a lot, don't we, in the news? But what can these scammers do with that information then?
OK, well, more often than not, Al, scammers can get access to your passwords after a data breach. And the thing is, people often use the same password on multiple accounts. So it may mean they can log into things like your email and get further information on you.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful.
You do, but you're always being told, you know, you've got to have different passwords for everything. I guess that's where a lot of people struggle, right?
Yeah, because it's hard to remember, isn't it? You know, there are things out there that can help, though, like password managers. Now, these are apps and websites which allow you to store all your passwords securely, so you don't have to worry about remembering them. There are lots of free apps out there, like Bitwarden and Dashlane, but some have paid-for premium options, which allow you to do things like store more passwords.
OK, so let's look at the detail a bit then. How do they work exactly?
OK, well, let's have a little gander at Dashlane. Now, you can choose to add and store a password for any account you have. Now, whether that's social media or an online shop like Amazon, it stores lots of passwords for loads of different accounts. But the great thing is that you only need to remember the one password, and that's to open up the app. But remember, you need to keep changing that one password every month. That's very important. Now, this is something that James from Warrington could really have done with. He's been in touch, hasn't he, Al?
He has indeed, yes. Now, James suspects that he was a victim of data breach. He received an alert saying there had been numerous attempts to access his email account from all over the world. Look at that.
Yeah.
Brazil, China, Russia. The scammers eventually logged in and transferred 50,000 flight points into their account, and he's now having to use a new email address.
So he just shows you what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, people will, though, they'll be wondering about, you know, how do they find out if they've been a victim of a data breach?
Yeah.
And you've got a brilliant way for them to check, right?
Yeah, I do. OK, so it's a website called Have I Been Pwned, which tells you if your personal data has been compromised. Now, all you do is type in your email address and it reveals how many times you've been involved in a data breach. I put mine to the test by using my personal email earlier, and I found out that my data had been breached 7 times.
Oh my goodness! And you're a watchdog.
I know.
So if people like yourself, if they find out that you've had your data compromised, what should they do?
OK, Roman. Well, we spoke to Stephen Bonner from the Information Commissioner's Office, and this is what he had to say.
If unfortunately you've been a victim of a data breach, don't worry. There are things you can do. You're not alone. You can reach out and ask for help. But actions you can take immediately are to check your account, see what's happened to it. If anything unusual has occurred, contact the organisation and they can help fix it.
Now, we've put some really helpful links on our website, which has got loads of great advice. And also, if you want to see how savvy you are at spotting a scam, you can take part in an online quiz that BBC Education has put together.
Yes, now lots of people across the BBC have had a go at this, including us. It wasn't too bad. We scored 11 out of 15. That's all right.
That's not too shabby.
You know, but then, there he is, Geth, right? Complete SWAT. Top of the class. 14 out of 15. Congratulations, Geth. And he will be watching.
Well done, Geth. Well done.
Thank you, Nikki.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Still to come tonight, presenter of The Bidding Room, Nigel Havers, and West End superstar Marisha Wallace will be here to tell us all about their epic Robin Hood panto, which even includes a fire-breathing dragon.
Yeah.
Is that Julian Clary?
Well, who knows? This guy, though, he might not have dragons on stage, but he knows a thing or two about putting on an epic show. Classical music star Andre Ria joins us ahead of his brand new tour.
But before all of that, this week we've been celebrating the teachers and support staff who make a huge difference to young people's lives all around the UK in the National Teaching Awards.
Last night we revealed the winner of the Outstanding New Teacher Award, and tonight we're shining a spotlight on the Teacher of the Year in a secondary school, and I had the pleasure of delivering the good news.
Ferndown Upper School in Dorset is where Ollie McVeigh has been teaching English, ethics and media for 8 years.
This one has got some really nice ideas about taking people from a perceived idea about something and changing that narrative.
Ollie's enthusiasm has seen students at all levels excel and exceed their own expectations.
No one messes about with his lessons really, because they actually want to learn from him.
Every student that walks through his door will give it a good go. That's down to him.
Ollie is the best. He is just something else.
In fact, he's even been known to gen up on other subjects to help students if they're struggling.
What do we call that theory where he looks at his hand and his hand is fully changed? Sam?
Theory of the uncanny.
Very good.
Ollie's way of connecting with his students led Deputy Head Deneen Kenchington to nominate him for the award.
I watch the impact he has on the students, and there is nobody quite like him. He sees people for who they are, and that makes me really emotional. Every time I enter his classroom, I leave wanting to be a better teacher.
2 years ago, Ollie introduced a Taking Boys Seriously programme to support boys, with a mentor scheme and safe spaces to explore positive masculinity and mental health.
36% of men say that they decide that they're going to put on a more masculine front. Why should we have to be anything other than what we are?
Now, when I heard about the work he was doing to give young boys and men a positive role model, I knew that I had to surprise him with the news that he has won a Pearson National Teaching Award for Teacher of the Year in a secondary school.
So I'm putting plans in place here at One Show HQ to turn the spotlight on him.
Ollie's great at talking about mental health, something very close to my heart. So we've invited him here to take part in what he thinks is a radio documentary all about boys' education, hosted, of course, by yours truly.
But that's not quite true. Earlier in the day, Deputy Head Teacher Deneen, who's in on the surprise, secretly brought the students to London. Ollie has no idea as he arrives for his radio interview.
Lovely to meet you.
Gee.
Heard so much about you. Take a seat.
Thank you very much.
As we start our chat, Deneen and Ollie's students head to the One Show studio.
I was a boy in education who had really strong role models, but I also had role models that were not particularly helpful towards me.
Yeah.
So all I wanted to do was try and create spaces and environments where these boys felt like there were people that got them, saw them, celebrated their successes and find successes for them.
So far so good. He doesn't suspect a thing. Time to ramp it up a bit.
We actually put out a message to see how young boys deal with the challenges that they face whilst being at school.
And he might recognise a few of these boys.
I've never met a man that is so passionate and loving and caring about his job, as well as like the students that he teaches.
Think he smelled a rat.
People aren't used to teachers setting the bar so high, not used to teachers being role models.
Thank you for all the dedication and for always being there when I needed help.
Some really lovely messages there, and there are also some other people that want to say hello.
It should be in school.
Well, it should be in school, but let's go and say hi, shall we?
Oh, let's go and do it then.
Let's go.
All right.
Here we go.
Hello. I don't quite know what you lot are doing here.
I think it's time I came clean.
Ollie, the reason you're here is because you have won a National Teaching Award for Teacher of the Year in a secondary school. And someone very special has got the award. How does it feel, mate?
It's just overwhelming, completely overwhelming. Like, you don't expect this sort of thing to happen to someone like me in a school like us. It doesn't happen, but yeah, it's amazing.
Ollie's favourite band is Bastille, and their lead singer, Dan, had this to say.
Congratulations on the award, Teacher of the Year, Secondary School, and clearly well deserved, so nice one, mate.
And one more time, Miss McVeigh.
Amazing, overwhelming.
Very good.
It's so nice, isn't it?
What a wonderful young man.
You know, the exact type of person you'd want to teach your children. Amazing. Time to say hello to tonight's guests now. We are joined by a classical music superstar, a West End sensation, and one of Britain's best-known actors. It's Andre Rieu, Marisha Wallace and Nigel Havers.
That pronunciation, by the way, that was amazing.
That was good. I went a bit French.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Anyway, Andre, welcome. Now, we saw Ollie there, who was a fantastic teacher. And you know the importance of great teachers.
Oh, yeah.
And the importance of celebrating great teachers, don't you?
I'm married with a teacher, so I'm married for 50 years with the same teacher.
Oh.
And my first violin teacher, I was 5 years old. And she was a blonde 18-year-old girl. I fell in love with her. So my advice would be, love your teacher and everything will be okay.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Now listen, today is a very special day. Marks 4 weeks until Christmas, which means...
No, it's not.
We'll get there. Which means that Panto season is nearly here, and Nigel and Marisha have both teamed up for Robin Hood. Nigel, I love this. You're playing Friar Tuck, but you're doing it with a little bit of a twist.
Well, I suppose I am. I get to play James Bond.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
How many other here?
Super Nige.
I'm Super Nige.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the normal Panto stuff.
Fantastic.
And we're having fun. This is the sheriff from Nottingham.
Hi, I'm the villain. I know you can't tell. That's it.
You know, there's always such a brilliant cast at the Palladium. Always this year, Julian Clary is Robin Hood, Jay MacDonald there as Maid Marian, as you said, Sheriff of Nottingham. Who are you drawing on as inspiration then for this part, Marisha?
Well, I am American, so we don't have the Panto tradition, so I've been learning a lot from these guys. Yeah. But we do have Disney villains. So I've been getting a little Cruella de Vil, a little Yzma, and then just a General Alan Rickman thrown in because he played the Sheriff of Nottingham in the movie. So it's a nice mixture.
Do you understand what's going on at all?
Not at all.
No,
I think it's better to not know.
I think you're right.
Marisha, I mean, you've done so many incredible things. You've done Dreamgirls, Guys and Dolls, but your first experience of Panto, when you knew that you were going to do it and you thought, OK, we're going to go, let's go and give it a watch.
So
what happened?
I went in 2019, and it was Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And I go in, and at this time I had been doing Dreamgirls, and usually the British audiences are really reserved, and they're like, oh, it's amazing, great, God, you great. Very quiet. They wouldn't even say anything to the very end. I was like, do you like it? And they were like, we loved it. But at the Panto, they were hollering and screaming, he's behind you. I was like, first of all, how do you know all the words? I turned to the lady next to me. I was like, did you get a script? Like, how do you know what to say?
Yeah.
She was like, we just know because we grew up with the culture.
Yeah, because we get taken when we were 3 years old, and it's part of our lives, isn't it?
I was going to say, one thing that must be quite odd, though, if you've kind of never really been used to it, is people booing you whilst you're on stage. This will happen to you.
I know, I'm the villain. I've never been booed in my life, but I'm singing so well in the show. They might not boo. They'll be like, yay, boo.
They'll boo. They will boo.
They'll still boo. But I heard if you get a lot of booze, that's actually good.
It's
That's
good.
really
So
good.
I think
really
it's
good.
opposites in panto.
We used to say, bring on the booze, make mine a large gin and tonic.
Yeah.
That's what we used to say.
Nigel, you are, I mean, so brilliant at the Palladium. This is your 9th year, isn't it?
Madness.
And, you know, it is a really special tradition, which is what we were saying, because sometimes it can be children's first introduction to theatre in this country,
really,
can't it?
really important. I say this every year. The first time I was taken to the theatre was a panto. And if they enjoy it, then you've done your job. They'll come back. And we need an audience, don't we?
We really need an audience
So it's important to really encourage people to come and see it, which is fantastic. And we love doing it, so there we are.
Other big news this Christmas, very sad news, Corrie news. Gail Platt, Helen that plays it, is leaving after 50 years. Now, you had a big storyline with Gail.
I did.
She'll be sorely missed, won't she?
She will, and I still owe her 48 grand.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, you were a bit of a shady one, weren't you?
I was. I really was. And, you know, people still come up to me and say, do you ever pay her back? You still owe her 48 grand. And I said, no, it's just me. I'm not. But, you know, there we are. She will be missed because she's really part of the show.
Yeah.
And she was great fun to work with.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And Marisha, you're getting your British citizenship next month.
Yes,
I
I
mean-
passed my test.
Firstly, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Secondly, I love the fact that you're getting a British citizenship whilst you're doing panto.
Yes.
Can we not merge the two together? That it happens at the
I
same
think I should
time.
go to the front of the line.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done
Definitely.
everything. I met the King like a couple of days ago at the Royal Variety.
Wow.
Got to meet him, and he congratulated me on my British citizenship. So I mean, like, I should just get.
He knew?
He knew.
That's amazing.
I know. I was
Oh.
like, doesn't that just move me to the front? And I just go straight through. But the test is so hard, and I studied for 2 months. I think I know more about Britain than most British people now.
Yeah, wow.
Because it's a crazy test, but I passed.
What happened in
What is
1066?
the test
Oh
about?
God, don't do this to me. Wait, there was a war.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll
There was
do.
a battle.
The battle.
Congratulations, that is lovely. You
Battle
can
Hastings.
watch you can watch Robin Hood at the London Palladium from the 7th of December, and you can see Nigel presenting The Bidding Room this week at 3:45 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Now, someone who knows all about putting on a spectacular show is Andre over here, as each year thousands of people from all over the world gather to watch him and his orchestra perform, and here's why. Your shows are incredible. I mean, we saw how big they can be. I mean, you've fireworks, ballroom, dancers, ice rinks. The fact that you once built a replica of this palace in Vienna, where do you get your inspiration from for your sets?
It's the music. We played there, and in front of this beautiful palace in Vienna, with the dancers and the horses and the ballet. It was so beautiful. And of course, the music of Johann Strauss. And then I said to my son, you know, this is everything together. It fits. So make a copy of that castle. And he was 19 years old, and he did.
What?
No pressure.
Look, yeah.
Your 19-year-old son did that?
Yeah. And of course, with a lot of people. And
Could you build me a house, do you think? That would be great.
I can get my niece
And
out
then
of
we
bed.
traveled the world with it, and it was a big success. I was bankrupt after that, but
but it looked great.
Yeah,
But it
you
looked great.
look amazing. But you are so busy, Andre. I mean, you do around 90 concerts a year. You're going on tour again next year. But the thing about you don't like revealing your set list before you open the concert. You like giving people a surprise.
Yeah, of course. I'm so proud of it. Normally you go to a concert and you know who is the conductor, what do they play. In my case, they don't know. And still they come because they know you will have an evening you will never forget. Yeah. You will go home with a smile on your face. And that's why I travel the world, to make the people happy, and myself, and my orchestra.
Oh, fantastic. Well, people are very excited. The new album, The Sound of Heaven, is out next Friday. And it's nice. You've got a lovely mixture of classical and contemporary songs, including songs from films, right?
Yes. One of my favorites is the Benedictus from Jenkins.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And in my orchestra, there's a cello player who can play the solo, and it's one of my favorites.
The sound of the cello is probably one of the most beautiful things in the world, isn't it?
The violin.
The violin. I play a violin and I still my cello, but maybe it's just the way I play it. And Nigel, when it comes to iconic film music,
yes.
Well, I mean, lots of people will think about this song. I mean, everybody has to do the slow motion run, don't they, when you say
This is my partner's
Now,
favourite movie, by the way.
It's, of course, the music from Chariots of Fire.
But people come up to me and say, God, how do you run in slow motion?
Really?
Yes. And
Do
I
they?
said, yeah, they do.
Oh.
How do you
And
do it? I
how
said,
do
"No,
you
no."
do it?
Demonstrate.
Like you did.
Oh, you know, can you remember the first time that you heard that piece of music?
I'll tell you exactly what. I was doing post-syncing or dubbing at the end of the film. And it was a scene when I'm in the church and come out as an old man. And I say the line, I remember the time we had wings on our heels and fire in our heart. And it went dun, 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 dun. I said, whoa, whoa, can I hear that again? And that was the music, the first time I heard it.
Oh. Wow.
And it sent a little shiver up my spine.
I bet.
It was amazing.
Well, those types of moments, the tingling feeling, the shivers. I mean, Andre, you get so many of them. One of your shows recently went so viral online, over 75 million views, when you had a wonderful young girl named Emma take to the stage with you. Tell us a little bit about her.
She is a fantastic talent, and she is terribly ill. Her stomach is paralyzed. She cannot eat. All her food comes through a little tube. But on stage, she can put it away, and then she's free. And there she feels totally free, and that's what you see and hear when she's on stage. And she has a huge success. Every night she's next to me, I have tears in my eyes, because she is so courageous. Yeah, fantastic.
Marisha, you're watching it, you can't believe her voice.
No, it's like the power of music. It's
Yeah.
like you could be going through these terrible things, like medically in your life, and then when you get on that stage, that's when the magic happens. We call it doctor theater. It like heals you.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's like doctor music. It like heals you, and in that moment, you're healed, you're well, everything is fine.
Yeah.
And so it's really beautiful to see that.
She did the voice kids in Holland, and she won it immediately because of her enormous voice and her talent, and she's such a nice girl.
And music makes or breaks a movie. No,
Oh,
music,
yeah.
It
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really
You're true.
important.
Yeah, it really is. Emma, we saw there as well, is in the Christmas concert,
Yes.
which is streaming in cinemas. But also, you have created a winter wonderland for this particular concert as well,
it's
haven't
in
you?
Maastricht. It's the ugliest hall in the world, but I changed it in the most beautiful Paris there is.
Has your son been very busy again?
Yeah, he was again.
And you
Yeah.
broke again.
No.
Not this time. You
This
made
time
money
not.
this
I
time.
was.
Thank you so much.
I know we were worried.
Andre's Christmas concert, Gold and Silver, hits UK cinemas from the 7th of December, and his UK tour starts in April. Thank you so much.
With Emma.
With Emma.
With
Yes.
Emma, there you go.
Well, that is all we've got time for tonight. Thank you so much to all of our guests, and of course to Nikki as well for Watchdog.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow when we'll be joined by Emmy Award-winning comedian Trevor Noah and actors Anne-Marie Duff and Mark Bonner.
Plus, we'll see the moment Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gives an 11-year-old the surprise of a lifetime in our One Big Thank You. Have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.